Hi guys, my name is Fred and once again welcome to Achimota Farms. Today I want to give you guys an update on the land issue that we talked about a few weeks ago. I know most of you have been asking me, what is the new update, Fred? What is happening? Is the issue resolved? I'm here to bring you an update on that, so stay tuned if you want to hear more about it. Welcome back guys, and I'm glad you sticked around. Thank you very much for all of you for the support you've given to us, all the comments, all the sharing the video. I think last week I had a conversation with two brothers, and how they got in touch with my video was from one of you, right, by sharing it to a WhatsApp page of a group of people in Maryland or something. So thank you guys for all the support, and I hope it's been useful, and I hope you're learning a lot from this. And it is my goal that I also share all the experiences and mistakes that I'm doing here, challenges with you guys, so that we can all learn from it and together, succeed. I mean, if I succeed and you succeed, we're both happy people. So thank you guys very, very much. And if you're always watching and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please take a pause, click on the subscription button. It's not gonna cost you anything, neither is it costing me anything. So let's show some love, do that for us, and we will be motivated and know that the family is growing. So thank you. And if you want to know anything or speak to me about anything as well, click on the description. There is a link there. You can click on it and schedule a time with me where we can talk about anything that is on your mind, whether it's you moving to Africa or anywhere on the continent. It's either you wanting to start an agricultural business or any business at all. I'm willing to chat with you and share my knowledge and experience with you as well. So coming back to today's topic, just to give you a bit of context of what happened. So this land that I've had since about 7 years ago, right, when I purchased this land, I was very, very young and bought this land. When I bought this land, unfortunately, I bought it from the chiefs of the community, and I think a member, it belonged to the Queen Mother. A member of the family of the Queen Mother came quickly to plant cocoa and palm tree on the land after, I don't know, 3 years or 4 years. I wasn't here, I was in the state by then. So when I came back to take the land, there were a lot of people farming on the land, growing basic food, cassava, plantain. I gave them about 3 months to vacate the land so that I can come and use it. After 3 months, they still didn't, so I had to pay them off. So I was happy enough to give them something small to start a new farm during the new farming season, which they took and cleared most of their things on. But there was a couple who had grown cocoa. I mean, this place is not an area for planting cocoa. If you plant cocoa here, it won't. But I think they just, when they heard that I've purchased the land, they wanted to establish something on it so that when I'm coming for it, they will be able to charge me something. So I said, fine, I know you have a cash crop on, so I'm going to give you some money. So I offered them 2,000 cedis, and they turned it down. They said they wanted 10,000. So I told them I don't have 10,000. So I left their cocoa and palm tree there, didn't touch it, and actually cleared around it, and started my project and said, it's okay, you can keep it. Once you plug your cocoa and everything, I will take my land. So as time goes on, they came back to me to say, okay, they want 5,000. I said, what I can give you is 3,000. They didn't take it. And then finally, they came back to say, where is the 2,000? And that was, I think, after 2-3 years. So I gave them the 2,000. So I went on doing my project, and recently, as most of you know, I decided to start a pig farm on this same land, because I have the poultry at my back, I have the cattle ranch to my right, and I wanted to start the pig farm, which is in front of me, and this space is sort of part of the pig farm space that I've dedicated. So I started the construction, as most of you knew, draw the plan, the masons, everybody was here. And for that project, I had dedicated 50,000 cedis to build and to buy the breed that I want and see how far it will take me, so that you guys can also learn from it and sort of have an idea what the budget is when building a pig project. So I started everything. The foundation was dug, the blocks were laid, the carpenter came in, put the pillars, which is, you know me, I like to use metal, you know, for innovation. At some point, if I want to re-innovate it, the metal will always hold, the wood will get, you know, rotten, and sometimes if you don't support it with metal and you want to renovate it, you have to take everything up. But when you have metal supporting it, then you can take the wood and you still have the structure standing. So basically, I put down, the carpenter did all the metal, and we were just waiting for it to dry. The next day I came to the farm, and some people have come here to bend all the metals and collapse a few of the blocks. So I was like, this is new, this has never happened to me here before, what is going on? In a couple of hours, I got a letter from the committee saying that a group of people that shares boundary with me have come and make a complaint that I'm building my project in the middle of the road. So they are calling me at the palace. So I was like, okay, so that means that are they the same people who did this? So I think that's where we ended that video. And if you haven't watched that video and you wanted more details, I'm linking it here. Please click on it and you can watch it for sort of a good beginning, so that I can continue today giving the update. So basically what happened is I went to the palace and met them, and they are really the neighbors on my left, and they are planting cashew, and yeah, they just started planting cashew, but they've been doing maize, cassava, and so on, because the town, the demarcation hasn't even gotten here. They brought people to come and demarcate their land because they saw the development that I was doing here. So as I said in the previous video, when you go to a site and there is a road, you will see two pillars, one on the left, one on the right, and on the pillars you will see sort of a vertical line showing that this side and this side is a road, and that side you will see that it will have a horizontal line dividing it into plots. So when I came and I saw that they've demarcated their land up to my land, because from my land going, it hasn't been demarcated, it's still considered as a farmland. So the town is growing towards me, which is okay. So when I saw the first pillar, I was like, okay, this pillar shows that they've demarcated it as plots, but there's no second pillar in my land that's saying that it's part of it. And also with the demarcation that they did it to my land exactly to the end of my land. So even if there is going to be a road on this side, it's going to be part of my land. So which is also mind-baffling, because if you want to put road, you should bring half of yours and bring half of mine. Meanwhile, you have demarcated your land into plots till the end of mine, and you're telling me that part of my land now is road. Meanwhile, I didn't also see any pillars here showing that this space in between is a road. So what happened is I went to the palace and explained myself to them that I'm doing a project on my land. When you sold me this land, you demarcated it and told me that my land is from point A to point B. My question is, the project that I'm doing is in point A to point B. It hasn't exceeded point A. So how then does somebody come and tell me that I've built in a road? Because they have demarcated their land to my land, there should be a road so that they can use. It doesn't make sense. If you needed a road, you should have created one. Or even come to me and say, Fred, I know we are neighbors. We both need road to enter. So why don't we bring half and half and create a road? Meanwhile, I have created a road in the middle of my land, where in future I'll be able to use car to enter. So I presented that to the elders and the land committee, and they decided that they will have to come and see it for themselves. So it took about 2 weeks, and by then that's why the pig project now has been paused, because they've bended all the pillars. The chiefs and elders came, they saw it, and in fact said that there's nothing that is showing that it's a road. And even if it's a road, they had no means or no responsibility to do what they've done. Because if it is a road, then it belongs to the government. The government will deal with me. But there is nothing also showing that it's a road. So at the end of the day, it became, one community, forgive, let's settle it, let's make peace, you're going to be neighbors, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't have any trouble. I will try and fix what they've done. But in case anything happens here on this land again, then I'll hold them responsible. So they came, apologized. We were like, okay, everything is okay. I can start my project. And there's nothing showing that there is a road in this land. So they went back home. I came back. And so now, starting from next week, we're going to start continuing our pig projects. But these are some of the issues that you're going to encounter as you come to the country and as you do project. They even later said that the land they sold to us, part of it belongs to their uncles, so they wanted money, which were all like a case that the elders were like, don't even bring it up at all. But I guess the whole point is, how can we extort money from this person that we've seen is doing something, right? So I think it's an advice to all of us, the fact that somebody is doing a project or is investing money into something doesn't mean that we should take advantage of them. You don't know who is going to come work here or how that is going to even benefit the community, or even, you don't know, one of your nieces and cousins, right? But I believe in a peaceful resolution. They've delayed this project for a very long time. We would have now had pigs here, but it's been even more than 2 months due to this small issue, right? And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I know that land issue is big in Ghana and it's very disturbing. So I'm even grateful that this wasn't anything big and I could continue with my project. But let's be very cautious as we are buying land and as we're engaging with people. It's never easy, because the chiefs, the elders, the family, there's a whole lot of issues going on. So my advice to you is always make sure your land is registered. Make sure you're buying it from a trustworthy person. Make sure that all the stakeholders involved are there to be witness and to agree that yes, they want to sell, before anyone comes back later to give you trouble. At the moment, my land is free and I'm going to start my project. So thank you, all of you, for all the encouraging words that you shared with me in the beginning when I brought you the first update. But the good news is that it has been resolved and I'm back in business, and we'll be bringing you more updates on the pig farm. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I wish you also all the best in case you're buying land somewhere.